Hey guys, welcome to today's video and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Mariola. I'm super excited because as you can see from the title of the video, we are in Mexico City or DF, Distrito Federal, however you want to call it. It is day one and I'm super excited. We're gonna go head over. We're staying at an Airbnb by the Via Roma Norte area. I'm currently in the bathroom because it's the only place with good lighting. It does not have AC, so definitely a quick recommendation whenever you do book, double check if there's AC or not, because when it gets cold like it is now, there isn't. But I digress. I'm super excited to take you guys along with us today, and make sure to stick around because I'm going to be filming a lot of videos during our stay here, not only in DF, we're also going to Puebla and Oaxaca, so definitely stick around and let's get into the video. And before I forget, quick shout out to Curvlife. Thank you so much as always for sending me new nails to try out. These are the only nails that I take with me for trips that I actually trust that they're not going to fall off and they're not going to mess up during the trip. So I love them so much. They're so easy to use and also to remove. I'm going to show you guys a couple of quick clips. This is their newest remover, which is a 2-in-1 nail remover pen. The tip of the pen opens up the gap between your press-on nail and the real nail bed. Then the remover liquid enters the gap with a press. You lift up the press-on nail and voila, the nail comes off super easily. And this is a universal nail polish remover that can remove any kind of nail glue, not just Curvlife's. So I will link everything down below as well as my discount code, so you can go ahead and check out Curvlife. As I said, we stayed at an Airbnb in Roma Norte, specifically Oaxaca 56, which was so nice and had a lot of things to do walking distance. That being said, we did walk over to Panadería Rosetta for some breakfast, and we got there just as they were opening up at 8 a.m. They have so many delicious options from the bakery, but you also have dishes for breakfast and lunch, so naturally we got a little bit of everything. I must say that the chilaquiles were delicious, and so were the elote muffin and the guayaba roll. After breakfast, we took a 30-minute drive to Coyoacán, which is still in Mexico City and known for its cobblestone streets and colonial architecture, which was absolutely beautiful. And even though we didn't go, this is where you'll find the Frida Kahlo Museum. Our first stop was at the Jardín Centenario Park, which was surrounded by restaurants and cafes, and you'll also find a fountain with coyotes, since Coyoacán is a Nahuatl word that means place of coyotes. Right behind the fountain, you'll find the Parroquia San Juan Bautista or San Juan Bautista Church and Monastery, which was undergoing some reparations during our trip. The garden indoors was beautiful, and we walked around the grounds as we learned about its history that dates back to the 1500s and Hernán Cortés, and then we made our way into the cathedral itself, which was breathtaking. It had breathtaking details that my camera absolutely does no justice to, which is why I recommend you coming to see and learn for yourselves. Outside of the cathedral, you'll find El Centro de Coyoacán, and a couple of blocks down, you'll find the Coyoacán Market near the Frida Kahlo Museum, where you'll find so many food options as well as clothes and gifts. We were supposed to only be here for 20 minutes, but I think we ended up staying almost 40 minutes, and we could have stayed longer because there's just so much to do and see and eat, so you can't miss it. On our walk back, we passed by a tortilleria that was making fresh tortillas, and our tour guide told us that we had to try a fresh tortilla with just salt in the middle, and as you can see, it was a religious experience for me. Afterwards, we drove a bit down to Xochimilco, where you'll find the famous canals and will have the opportunity to ride a colorful gondola-like boat, while food vendors, artisans, and even mariachi bands float past and offer you their services. It was honestly such a cool experience, and I will mentally prepare you for how overstimulating the first 5 minutes are, because as soon as you start your journey down the canal, you'll be asked if you'd like to eat anything. Then someone will be selling elotes, will come from behind, and then mariachis will come from the front asking if you want any music. But honestly, despite being overwhelmed, the rest of the trip is pretty calm, and if you politely decline any offers, they won't hound you, but rather leave you alone, which is honestly really nice when you compare it to being hounded in Times Square in New York City. After Xochimilco, we drove back to Via Roma, ran into some traffic, which I learned from experience that it gets pretty crazy after 5 p.m. just like anywhere else. And we had dinner at Taquería Orinoco, which I really enjoyed. The food that we ordered came with different sauces that went from spicy to not spicy at all, and I enjoyed trying them all out. And as if the tacos weren't enough, we took a walk down Condesa, the bougie and hipster area of Mexico City. We walked around the park, and I had what I firmly believe were the best churros I've ever had in my life at El Moro, which you can't miss if you come to Ciudad Mexico. They also have different types of hot chocolate to pair them with, such as Mexican and Spanish hot chocolate. Today is day 2 of Mexico. Today we are going to Teotihuacán, where the pyramids are, which is about an hour drive away from where we're staying, and then hopefully heading back and going to El Zócalo, where the plaza is and everything. So I'm super excited to take you guys along with us today. On the drive, we saw Mexico City's take on reducing traffic, an aerial lift transportation system that they started a couple years ago and is very decently priced. Once we arrived, we had to buy tickets to go inside, and since we were with my Mexican grandfather, we got senior discount, I think on top of a resident discount, so that was really nice. Last time we were here, which was 17 years ago, I don't remember seeing these shops as soon as you come in, but my memory could be failing me. And also, they had this cool exhibition for the Day of the Dead, or Dia de los Muertos, which we unfortunately missed, but it was still so nice to see. Once outside, you'll find the first pyramids toward the front, and to the left at a distance, you'll find the Sun and Moon pyramids. The first one that we visited honestly seems small, but it was no joke going up the stairs. Also doesn't help that the elevation in Mexico already makes it hard to breathe for tourists, so it was a humbling experience. But fun fact, if you stand at the top and you talk normally, they can actually hear you at the bottom clearly. And right behind, you'll find another pyramid that has many intricate details that you could miss, such as a snake at the bottom of the first faces and an obsidian eye in one of the faces. We then made our way to the Sun and Moon pyramids, which was about a mile walk. On our way there, we saw other settlements and were even able to go underground for a bit. In that area, it was really cool to be able to see the actual colors that were used, such as red tones that now were a bit pink. So it's interesting to imagine how the pyramids we see today were probably very colorful. And behold, the Sun Pyramid. I'm usually more of a moon girl, but the Sun Pyramid was my favorite one by far. Oh, and it had a really cool section that had this drawing of a tiger. And then right here in the middle, in a second, right here is the Moon Pyramid. Next to the pyramids, we saw this man using rocks, insects, and more things in nature to paint, and it was fascinating to see all the vibrant colors as well as his technique used to preserve the painting with nature's elements itself. On our way out, we stopped by the Patio de los Pilares, or Courtyard of the Pillars, which has been restored to look like it looks like today and has many intricate details to enjoy. After all our walking, we were starving, so we went to eat at La Gruta, located inside a cave that has hosted many interesting people, such as Frida Kahlo and Queen Elizabeth II, among others. The food and drinks were so good, and throughout we learned a lot about the restaurant's history and a tale that involves taking a candle to the altar and what that means, and you have a chance to participate before leaving. Our last visit of the day was to El Zócalo, where we got to enjoy all the beautiful Christmas lights around the Plaza de la Constitución. We also saw the cathedral and the Palacio de Bellas Artes, all of which were breathtaking. For our third day in Mexico City, we took a flight from Oaxaca to Mexico City, so it was kind of a half day. But when we got to the Airbnb, we went to Polanco, a premier shopping avenue at the heart of the district, and we just walked around, visited some shops, and of course, we had lunch at Porfirios, which was so good and the service was incredible. The next day we were going back home, so we just went to breakfast at Madre Café, and I didn't get any video clips, but I do have pictures of the beautiful holiday decor, the Nutella concha that we had, as well as our insane pancakes and mimosas. And that's it for today's video. Make sure to stick around for the next video, which is our visit to Puebla, and don't forget to check out Curvlife in the description box below, where you'll also find my discount code. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!